A 120-volt duplex receptacle in a laundry room that serves a washer or dryer is required to be ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI protected. This requirement is in place for safety reasons to protect against electrical shock hazards. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect even small imbalances in current flowing through a circuit. If a ground fault is detected, the GFCI will quickly trip the circuit, cutting off the power and preventing a potentially dangerous electrical shock. Laundry areas are considered wet locations, and electrical shock hazards are elevated in these areas due to the presence of water and moisture. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific guidelines for GFCI protection in dwelling units and other locations. According to NEC Section 210.8, all 125-volt through 250-volt receptacles installed in laundry areas must have GFCI protection. This requirement applies to all receptacles, regardless of whether they are used for a specific appliance like a washing machine or dryer, or for general use. The purpose of this rule is to protect people from electrical shock hazards that can occur when using electrical appliances in wet environments. In addition to the GFCI protection requirement for receptacles, NEC Section 210.12 also requires arc fault circuit interrupter, or RFCI protection for branch circuits that supply laundry areas. RFCI protection is designed to detect and interrupt electrical arcs, which can be a fire hazard. While GFCI protection focuses on preventing electrical shock, RFCI protection focuses on preventing electrical fires. The combination of GFCI and RFCI protection in laundry areas provides comprehensive electrical safety for occupants. To ensure compliance with these requirements, it is important to use a qualified electrician to install or modify electrical wiring in laundry areas. Electricians are trained to understand and apply the NEC requirements and can ensure that all wiring and devices are installed safely and correctly. When installing a GFCI receptacle, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and to test the GFCI regularly to ensure that it is functioning properly. GFCI receptacles have a test button that can be used to simulate a ground fault and verify that the GFCI is tripping as expected. Regular testing of GFCI receptacles is essential to ensure that they are providing the intended level of protection. It's also important to note that GFCI protection can be provided in several ways. Firstly, a GFCI receptacle can be installed at the point of use, replacing a standard receptacle. Secondly, a GFCI circuit breaker can be installed in the electrical panel, providing GFCI protection for the entire circuit. Thirdly, a combination of GFCI receptacles and circuit breakers can be used to provide GFCI protection for different parts of the laundry area. When choosing a GFCI protection method, it is important to consider the specific needs of the laundry area and the electrical system. For example, if there are multiple receptacles in the laundry area, it may be more convenient to use a GFCI circuit breaker to protect the entire circuit. However, if only one receptacle needs GFCI protection, it may be more cost-effective to install a GFCI receptacle at the point of use. In addition to the GFCI protection requirements for laundry areas, it is also important to follow other electrical safety practices when using electrical appliances in these areas. Firstly, always use appliances that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or all. Secondly, never use extension cords or multi-outlet adapters in laundry areas, as these can overload the circuit and create a fire hazard. Thirdly, keep electrical appliances away from water sources and avoid touching them with wet hands. Fourthly, unplug electrical appliances when they are not in use to conserve energy and reduce the risk of electrical shock. Fifthly, regularly inspect electrical cords and plugs for damage and replace them if necessary. Sixthly, if you experience any electrical problems, such as flickering lights or sparking outlets, contact a qualified electrician to investigate and repair the problem. In summary, a 120-volt duplex receptacle in a laundry room that serves a washer or dryer is required to be GFCI protected according to the NEC. This requirement is in place to protect against electrical shock hazards in wet environments. To ensure compliance with these requirements, it is important to use a qualified electrician to install or modify electrical wiring in laundry areas, follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing GFCI receptacles, and test GFCI receptacles regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. It is also important to follow other electrical safety practices when using electrical appliances in laundry areas, such as using listed appliances, avoiding extension cords, and keeping appliances away from water sources. By following these guidelines, you can help ensure that your laundry area is safe and protected from electrical hazards. Remember to always consult the latest edition of the NEC and local electrical codes for the most up-to-date requirements and regulations. Electrical codes can vary depending on the jurisdiction, so it is important to be aware of the specific requirements in your area. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical safety, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician.